What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time dropping in, Tommy Kentner here. Adrian here. Talk to the mic.
The mic.
We got a mic. But guys, we're going to do a little recap on GTR Festival. Kind of just go through what all happened and met a lot of cool people. And just kind of a little recap. And that way, if y'all had any questions, y'all can drop them below. And we can talk about them in the comments. But first of all, what did you think about the event?
I mean, it was amazing, really.
Yeah.
I mean, for it to be a first-year event, you can't really complain that much. There was plenty of cars, there was plenty of action, vendors, whole 9 yards. So, as an event as a whole, you can't really complain at all.
No, it was, and definitely for the first year, crazy turnout. Like, I think the community definitely wants this event. It's nothing compared to like what they do in Australia, but the highlight was seeing like June 2 come out and
I mean, seeing that many GTRs in one place, Skylines.
Yeah, Skylines, GTRs. It was just a crazy event, guys. So if you didn't make it to this one, definitely plan to be there next year because it'll probably be double the show that it was this year.
And they already announced it. Same weekend, same place, same event. So
put it on your calendar. But yeah, Adrian got pressured into racing.
Yeah, we weren't going to, but so many people are asking about it that we just went ahead and bought a tech card, and we didn't even bring a laptop. We had to borrow one from Haltech, and then Haltech just kind of helped us out for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, and
had to go buy tools. I don't know. We had all kinds of problems. But,
yeah.
I mean, we're able to make a pass. So,
right.
Two.
They put Adrian in the RH9 class, which was kind of cool because.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with like the history and the RH9 stuff, it was like a club in Japan way back in the day. It was street-driven cars that were able to go 9s in the quarter mile.
Yep.
So that's why it's called the RH9 class. It's a 9-second car class.
Yep.
So it's cool to be able to run a 9-second pass at the first GTR Fest in the RH9 class. So that was cool. The car had so much more in it.
Oh, like
the first pass we went a 9, but we also broke the dry shaft again.
And you shut it down like what, 8th mile?
Yeah. So we went like 120 something, 122, 125 something like that in the 8th, but then we still only did like or something like it was like
no, I think it went 113 in the 8th.
Yeah, 113 in the 8th, 122 total.
Yeah, it rolled to a 22.
Yeah, so I lifted shortly after the 8th, and it still went a 9.
Yeah, so it had a lot more in it. It was just.
I think we launched on 16 pounds of boost.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. And then, like I said, we broke the dry shaft. So went back to the pit. Basically kind of gave up. We're like, well, maybe we'll take the dry shaft out and try to run it in rear-wheel drive. And I was like, well, I don't know. I'm not feeling very committed with that. And then Herman from Platinum Racing Products came over, or I talked to him, and he's like, I can find you a dry shaft. So then we went over to Croydon, CRD, who is the shop that owns June 2 or works on June 2, builds June 2, the world's fastest R32 GTR. And they gave me their backup dry shaft. They just basically tossed it at me and was like, do what you got to do. So after about 2 hours of cutting through the billet bell housing to make room for this ginormous dry shaft.
Judy chopping.
Yeah. I'm sure there's video and pictures out there.
Yeah, that's what I actually have been trying to find that because, like, you got to see, like, sparks were coming out of the engine bay.
Yeah.
It was and then not only that, it was hooked to a generator.
Yeah.
And the poor little generator was just screaming for life.
Had to borrow a generator. We borrowed that from outside our garage. Borrowed an angle grinder from PRP. And was cutting up the bell housing to fit the dry shaft that we got from CRD. And we got it all put back together. It just ended up being a little late, so we didn't get to make any more passes that night. Next day, changed a whole bunch of things in the ECU that we found were causing little hiccups and stuff like that. And we went out to make our second pass. It made way more boost on the launch, but hiccuped, and the gear selector.
Yeah.
We had some issues with the gear selector. When I went to click it into second gear, it didn't shift gears. I had to kind of hold it between second and third gear. Then it shifted. I had to lift real bad, so we ended up abandoning that whole pass. Basically, it went like an 11. Nothing crazy. So, but yeah, I mean, it would have went a lot faster, but we just kind of plagued with issues and weren't prepared.
Yeah.
I mean, I went down to O'Reilly's and bought a toolkit in order to work on it. We slung the alternator belt off of it, and then we almost slung the alternator pulley off of it.
Yep.
Had to replace the belt again after that.
Right.
And after getting it all dialed in for a third pass, ran out of nitrous.
Yeah, literally sitting there checking the two-step and hit the purge, didn't see nothing, and then they tried to get it up on the brake, and it wasn't nothing but air.
Yeah.
And
So,
we didn't take an extra bottle with
we didn't
us.
bring a laptop. We didn't bring a single tool to work on it. I didn't bring a jacket, nothing. I mean, so.
Yeah, but a lot of people wanted to see it go down because it was the other turbo. It was only the two turbo 400 cars there.
Yeah, there was a rear-wheel drive turbo 400 car. I think that VR car was a turbo 400.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a VR, like R35 GTR
so
engine swapped
32.
R32 rear-wheel drive car.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I think he went low nines.
Yeah. It actually in the last video, you'll see it go down, and it got all kinds of squirrely.
Yeah.
But yeah, so everybody wanted to see the little 26 that could.
Yep. And then shout out to Moody GTR. He won the class.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he has fresh build.
3.2 billet.
I can't remember what size the motor is, but I'm pretty sure it is a billet block. It made like 1,400 or something like that horsepower. I think he had it all turned down.
Yeah.
But he went a 9.0 on like the fourth pass the motor ever made. So shout out to him and good job on that.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, guys, the event really kind of rung like, 10 years ago, where the community, it wasn't really like, these are my parts or whatever. It was just kind of like, no, let's do what it takes to get everybody to go down.
Yeah.
Because even Corden, the people we borrowed the dry shaft from, broke the stator and the converter. And Neil Chance drove 3 hours
down, and they drove 3 hours up to grab parts to be able to make the car meet.
Yeah, just to see it go down that weekend. So
Yep.
it was. I mean, like I said, it was a real good event. Crazy carbon R33 from Garage Active, and then another one had it was built in the state. It wasn't carbon, but it was a white 33 that had the Garage Active kit on it, and it was sick too. But just a lot of top-notch stuff there. Really, I mean, like I said, we really had a good time. It was
they had drifting there. They had all kinds of stuff. We didn't even get to experience it all because we were so busy. But
and actually meeting all you guys out there that we've never met in person, that was crazy to think that people from all over the world will watch these videos, and getting to meet them at the GTR festival was really cool. Like, just crazy amount of people. And like I said, we just want to give y'all a little recap and about the event, kind of more behind the scenes, which probably wasn't shown in the video because I thought I took a lot more video than I did. But when it come to editing it, I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to fill in some of this. so like I said, we did our best to kind of bring y'all with us, and we'll do better next year and have a few more people helping out at the booth, and actually have either my Skyline or my Supra there, so that way I can do some racing too.
Yep.
And also that was another thing that kind of encouraged Adrian to race more, because we thought it was NHRA rules.
Yeah, they typically you need a cage to run as fast as what the car is running now, and I thought it was NHRA rules, but they were allowing cars to go quite a bit faster than they should be with those with those rules.
But we'll let them slide.
Yeah, so
'Cause
that was the big thing too. I didn't want to race the car because I didn't meet that tech.
Yeah.
So that won't be a problem. Hopefully after next year or so.
No, because Adrian's got big teardown plans with his GTR.
Yeah, basically starting over.
Yeah, like just fresh plate.
Yep.
Whole entirely different setup. So be new stator, new engine, new turbo, all the works, and proper cage.
Yep.
So
and new ECU. Well, same ECU company, different ECU model.
Yeah. R5.
Yeah.
But, and I think that's going to help out too, because that means we can control the Ateza with the ECU instead of an aftermarket box, which it works, but it's nice when you can turn the front wheels off after the 60. But yeah, guys, we was just wanting to kind of touch base with you and do a little recap. And like I said, if y'all have any questions, drop a comment below. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.
Yeah, I gotta keep dreaming, gotta keep going. Yeah, I gotta keep pushing, gotta keep breathing. Yeah, I gotta keep working. Yeah, at least for the moment, start with a million. And I want my mansion, so my family knows that we are set for life. Yeah, ain't nothing that's gonna take over. Shit, know when they gonna take it, but I grab it. I'm